For today's independent authors, a digital publishing platform is their entire business infrastructure. It holds their manuscripts, their sales data, and their financial lifelines. Being locked out of that platform means your business is completely shut down. Yvette Rosary is a project management professional who knows how to run a business. After suffering a major stroke, she experienced subtle cognitive shifts and physical deficits. To maintain her cognitive agility and mental focus, she founded Rosary Entertainment. Through this company, she began designing large print word searches and adaptive puzzletainment to promote mental wellness. Her brand was built on a deeply personal philosophy: accuracy before speed, grace before pace. But when those post-stroke impairments met the strict technical requirements of modern digital security, that philosophy collided with an unyielding barrier. For a creator with a disability, a login failure results in a total shutdown of their independent livelihood. This diagram illustrates the specific barrier: mandatory two-step verification on Kindle Direct Publishing. When you log in, the system generates an alphanumeric code and gives you a strict 60 seconds to enter it. For an author dealing with post-stroke visual and fine motor impairments, processing that alphanumeric string and executing the physical control to type it takes time. The timer expires, and the system rejects the attempt before the code can physically be entered. Because the login fails, Yvette is completely locked out of her KDP account. She cannot access her financial reports, review her royalty data, or use administrative tools. When digital security relies on rigid time limits without offering flexible alternatives, it ceases to be a safety measure. For disabled creators, it acts as a physical padlock on their own income. To regain access, Yvette submitted a formal legal and accommodation notice, filed under case number 20878305111, explicitly requesting a way to bypass the timed verification. Amazon's escalation team sent a formal dismissal. Your case has been closed. This systemic deflection loop maintains the exact same inaccessible security protocol. The automated loop instructed her to sign in with your Amazon account. Forcing her into the blocked system, it helpfully prompts, "Did I solve your problem?" Sending a locked-out author into a circular, self-service maze fails statutory requirements. Automated help portals do not function as reasonable accommodations when they force disabled users back into the exact security loops that blocked them in the first place. Under Title III of the Americans with Disabilities Act, places of public accommodation are legally required to provide equal access. Courts increasingly recognize digital storefronts and platforms under this definition. As this flowchart shows, if a standard security protocol blocks a disabled user, corporations are legally required to bypass or modify those protocols. A company's internal security preference does not overrule federal civil rights law. A valid digital accommodation requires an accessible alternative. That could be a non-timed authentication method or direct telephone support from an accessibility specialist who can manually verify identity. Large corporations often rely on automated systems to handle millions of users efficiently, but corporate scale does not exempt a platform from providing individualized human assistance to a disabled creator who needs it. The ADA functions as a mandatory circuit breaker. It legally forces rigid, automated corporate bureaucracies to stop, yield, and provide genuine human accessibility. Refusing the automated dismissal, Yvette sent a final response demanding immediate assistance from a designated executive accessibility specialist, along with manually generated accessible financial reports. If the deadline passed without human contact, she outlined a clear regulatory escalation path, moving the dispute out of corporate customer service and into federal oversight. This includes formal filings with the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, the federal agency responsible for investigating digital discrimination and ADA violations. She also targeted the Federal Trade Commission, citing the platform's handling of the situation as an unfair business practice affecting an independent creator's livelihood. For independent creators facing highly automated platforms, an understanding of the ADA provides the necessary legal leverage to survive and force accountability. To prevent these lockouts, cybersecurity protocols must be inclusive from the start. Systems need flexible, non-timed alternatives built into their basic architecture for users with motor and visual impairments. The principle of accuracy before speed serves as an essential standard for building a fair digital society. The ADA acts as the building code for the Internet, ensuring digital platforms don't structurally lock creators out of their work and income. Yvette Rosary continues her advocacy, pushing for federal oversight to establish precedents that hold platforms to actual legal compliance over public relations. True digital equity means building systems that prioritize grace before pace, ensuring that no creator's livelihood is cut off by a countdown timer.